Okay, everyone. I believe we can start this presentation. I would like to thank you all for participating in this webinar of Mastering Joinup to Your Advantage. What I want to state is that this is this is a recorded session, and please keep your microphones muted till the end of the webinar, in which we also have a Q&A section, and you can freely then provide your questions. So, I'm Petro Duty. I'm part of the functional team of the Joinup project, and I will be delivering this presentation. I don't know if the project officers would like to introduce themselves, or should I begin the webinar? Okay, I believe we can proceed then. Again, as I mentioned, this is a recorded webinar, and the reason for this is that we will be including this on the Joinup platform under our help video sections, so you will be notified about that and have it offline for easy access. The agenda, as you might have seen from our event on the Joinup platform, are basically these 8 topics. And we will start by the objectives of this webinar and move on to the other ones accordingly. So, objectives of today's webinar. First of all, we want to inform you about the benefits of using the Joinup platform. We will highlight the main achievements, features, and improvements that we have accomplished the past months, and some of them are very interesting indeed, as you will see. We will provide to you the background information, the key concepts and guidelines on how to use the platform, and especially present some key concepts that might not be clear to you all until now. And we will present some key features, improvements coming soon to the platform. And here we also have some very interesting things to show you. Moving on. Okay, the big question. Why Joinup? So, first of all, what is Joinup? Joinup was conceived because of the scattered use of the interoperability solutions around public administrations. The problem was we had many public administrations using solutions internally in their departments, and but they didn't know of the existence of other solutions that could have been of use to them, and vice versa. That is also the case for other public administrations in other countries. Also, so the problem is that we had a diverse, let's say, spread out of solutions, open source solutions that could have been used to the advantage of many public administrations, and all this was scattered on different platforms, online platforms, on different repositories. So the problem was the Commission was thinking of how we can group all this under a single point of reference. So the idea was to create a single platform and gather all those individual open source interoperable solutions under one roof. And that actually was the beginning and main purpose of Joinup. Specifically, it was created to host all those solutions, but become also a collaborative platform, because collaboration is something that is needed to build up the communities behind all those solutions for improving them, creating new ones, and definitely allowing let's say the discussion, the debate between this community, or these communities actually. All this fostering an active, let's say, presence on this platform. Joinup also, as mentioned, is a repository of shared and reusable solutions. This was one of the main ideas behind it. So everything was gathered and grouped under this platform. It also became the observatory for news, studies, best practices on the use of open source software. And the OSAR collection on Joinup is actually spearheading this topic. And of course, since we're talking about open source software and interoperable solutions, Joinup itself, its source code is available for any interesting party to acquire it, customize it, and set up his own or her own Joinup platform. So it's there, and we also have a dedicated, let's say, solution where you can find the source code. It's also on GitHub. We will show that later on during the live demo we have. So Joinup is available for everyone to use, even at its source level. What are the benefits now? For public administrators, we have the following advantages and benefits when using this platform. So we have the lower development costs. This means that a public administration can seek a specific solution, a software solution, a service solution, a framework, even best practices, documentation, guidelines, presentations, any type of information. The good thing is that these could be found on the Joinup platform. So this means less development time if we're talking about a software-based or service-based solution, less effort in writing best, let's say, practices or guides or creating presentations. So all this translates into lower costs for a public administrator that has been assigned, let's say, the job to find something that could help out his own administration. Another thing is that we have the dissemination of best practices. So information, very useful information, could be sought on Joinup, and public administrations can see what other administrations have followed because they have also been there, most probably, and created their own best practices documents, and they have uploaded them on Joinup. So this is a nice shortcut and less effort on a public administrator that needs quick access to best practices. We also have, of course, the reusable solutions, and these are free since they're open source software and based on licenses that follow the open source idea. So everything is free and reusable, of course. And powerful search tools. This means that public administrators can quickly and easily locate what they need on the platform, and we're making some nice improvements on this aspect too. So you will see better search functionality, making it even more easier to find what you need on the platform. And of course, we have the information exchange. So this is part of the collaboration we mentioned. Since this is a collaborative platform, information can be exchanged between users of the platform, any e-government professional, public administrations, and so on. So these 5 main benefits are ideally complement the public administrators, let's say, work. For the private sector now, there are some benefits, of course, there too. We have the learning of administration's needs. This is a good thing because the private sector usually provides some needed, let's say, work during some contracts. But the main thing is that the private sector has the benefit now to see what are the needs of public administrations, so they can, let's say, customize their solutions and whatever they have to offer, and create a need package that will help and assist public administrations. The private sector will also have a reference material that they can find on the platform. Again, this complements the above, the learning of regarding the needs of the administration. So the reference material will also help them create better material solutions, framework software, or services for an administration. And obviously, the above two lead to better products developed, again, for the common good, because these products will be used either in public administrations or some ministry or on the local, regional level. So the outcome is positive for all parties involved. Other than the private sector, we also have the academia and citizens that benefit from Joinup. And they benefit by finding or seeking easily e-government fact sheets, especially for academia. They can seek these fact sheets on Joinup, and these are very useful documents containing quite a lot of information per European countries. So this is a good research material for them. They can also find studies. Again, academia or interested citizens will find a lot of case studies on the platform. Again, that will provide them with enough information to formulate any ideas or cover any, let's say, questions they might have about the European Union. And we have use cases. It's more or less studies also, but use cases in case of specific, let's say, topics. Again, these are not the only things that could provide, the benefit to these specific three, let's say, entities. We're just covering these three because they are the main, let's say, users of the platform. We also have people coming outside of Europe, for example, and looking at the platform. So Joinup is becoming, let's say, a hub for e-government material. So that's very good, very interesting, and we're following that closely so we can see how we can move it to the next level and open it up even on a worldwide level. Moving on now to the key concepts. The reason we're going to cover the key concepts here is because some of them are not clear. And furthermore, this webinar is a bit split between, let's say, entry Joinup users and power users. We want to provide, let's say, a bit of a balance here to cover everyone's, let's say, level of expertise regarding the platform. But again, even for expert users of the platform, I believe they will find some useful information even in these few slides that follow. Okay, so collections and solutions. As you can see here, this is the main, let's say, structure of the Joinup platform, the new Joinup platform. It revolves around collections, and as you can see here, collections provide the access to grouped content related to specific domain or subject. So anything created on Joinup falls under a collection. As you can see, the items that could be created under collection: custom page, news, discussion, document, event, and the solution, of course. The solution is a special type of item under the collection, which relates to the subject or domain of a collection, but also has extra, let's say, items that could be created. Solutions are ideal, especially for creating your software releases or your framework releases, services, even grouping in there your case studies or best practices. As you can see underneath, under the solution, the layout we have is quite similar, nearly identical to the collections. But as you can see, they have the release item type, which is specifically useful for software or anything that should be version-based. And the next slide will provide more details. What I want to highlight here is here we are. The custom page, as you can see, is now available for solutions. We didn't have this. So this is a new fact. It was requested by a lot of solution owners. So now you can create your own custom page in solutions too. And we will have an example further down to see it in a live browser environment. I'd like to highlight here, as this post-it note says, that please keep your the owner and facility profile information up to date. Because we might need to contact you, and we see that sometimes these are not up to date or these are not correct. So please try to keep these up to date, and if they're not, please update them, because you never know when we need to contact you. And when we contact you, it's only for some serious reason. So ideally, we want to be able to reach you. Okay, this is the solution breakdown of its structure. As you can see, Again, we have the custom page, which is the new addition. And the other thing that I was mentioning on the previous slide was that solutions have this nice extra item types, two item types basically, the release and the distribution item types. So releases are usually used to provide the versioning of a software or a framework or a service, and under the release we always propose to create the distributions so you can have a nice outline. And distributions are actually the hosting of those services or software or frameworks. You can either host them directly, upload them on Joinup, or you can link externally to, let's say, a GitHub or any other repository you might have. But ideally, we prefer and we always suggest you create distributions under releases. You will have a better view of them when you go and see the, let's say, the releases in your solution. And I will show later on what I mean here. Another, I think this is the last slide for the key concepts. A lot of people have asked users of Joinup, what is the difference between an owner and a facilitator? In this case, you can only see that we have just three differences here. Mainly, a facilitator cannot transfer the ownership of the collection to another user, cannot request archival of the collection, and cannot request deletion of the collection. Other than that, the facilitator has the same, let's say, abilities with the owner. So this should clarify those questions that were in the past and currently are being asked by users, like the because it's not clear because they don't have such a matrix somewhere to let's say advise them. So this is the case. So facilitators shouldn't worry. They mainly have the same abilities with an owner. And one thing again here, a lot of people were asking is that even if you're an owner or a facilitator of a collection or a solution, you will not have the option to directly publish any changes you make on the collection or solution level. I'm not talking about the items created within a collection or solution, like a document, an event, or a news item. I'm talking about the top level. For example, you make a change in your description of the collection or of a solution, or you make a change in some of the metadata fields. You might change the owner. I don't know, you might change the abstract text. So in that level, it's by design, and the default process is that the Joinup team will have to check and publish it. So don't get confused if you only see the propose button when editing your collection or solution when you're the owner or facilitator. You are the owner or the facilitator, but by design, we have to check those last entries just to be sure that the policy has been followed and the criteria, the publishing criteria, have been applied correctly. What's new? So we have some very interesting facts here. And if I move to the new features, and this is a sample list because a lot of things are being created and improved. We have the ADMS AP version 2 support now. So this is a nice and a good milestone for the platform because this will opened the road, paved the road, let's say, for the next item here, the federation ready ability of the platform. So now, thanks to the ADMS AP version 2, we are able to accept external repositories, publishers over owners, let's say, of external repositories. They could submit their own ADMS AP version 2 compliant RDF file, and we can initiate the process of federating their external repository on Joinup. So this is a big win. We have done this already as a pilot, and it's final now with the CDT, the Spanish Transfer of Technology Center of Transfer of Technology. So this was a successful pilot, and they are now federated on Joinup. We're also now in contact with other external repositories that will soon be federated on Joinup. And federation is ideal in cases where an owner of a repository, an external repository, has hundreds of solutions and wants to federate, let's say, wants to merge them with Joinup. So this process will automatically populate their collection on Joinup with all their solutions that are in the external repository, and frequently we have the process that could allow the updating of this federated repository in Joinup. So these two things could be in sync, the external repository and the local one. So this is a big win for Joinup and a big win for all you users, which you will see a steady, let's say, a steep rise of solutions appearing on the Joinup platform. As mentioned, we have custom pages and solutions now, and the demo icon there means that we will have a live demo regarding that. We have a query builder feature. The query builder feature, we will also see that in a live demo, allows you to use a custom page and pull in that custom page specific items of your collection. So this is a nice way to group specific things you wish. And we will see that live soon. We also have the subscription to collections newsletters feature. This is a nice and easy feature to, it's basically a tile in the collection. We will see this live and allows you to quickly enter your email and get subscribed to the collections newsletter. This is of course for collections that have a newsletter, and I will elaborate further on the specific slide on this. And we have our RSS feed support now, again, because it was missing after the migration. So it's back, and this is on a collection level. Okay, so it's not fully supported throughout the whole site yet. We're going to make improvements, but for now, you could subscribe to collection level feeds. We will also see that in the live demo. Improvements now, again, a sample list. We have support now for the ARA version 3 architecture, content meta model. This is a big win again for the platform. We're working to have the better interactivity, not exactly interfacing, let's say, with the ARA team, so we can have their releases or their new updates as soon as possible on our platform, and we're going to improve that, eventually reaching the level that it could become instantly. So when they release, we'll have it directly on the Joinup. This is of concern for people that create solutions. They will see that they now have a new values in the specific solution type field, with all the new ARA vocabulary in there. So this is a big win for both teams and eventually for the users of the platform. We also have improvements to the Joinup collection. This is the dedicated collection on the Joinup platform, just to distinguish the two. We have a solution there that points to the source code of the platform. And I'll also show that quickly, so you can see all the features and improvements per release and access the source code that points basically to the GitHub repository. So everyone can go check the code out and see what has changed. We also have how-tos, which are being populated frequently lately, and we will be constantly adding more how-tos. We have the videos section, and this is the place where you will find this recording after a few days. We have a dedicated FAQ section, and in general, this collection, the Joinup collection space, is being constantly improved, so you can have it as a single point of reference for your needs on the platform. Moving on, we have the multi-level navigation and improved content management in custom pages. Okay, this I'll show you in a demo session soon, so you can clearly see the benefits of this. We have improved format and layout in tables. Again, this was something that was needed. And so you will see that if you create especially tables with images, they will be aligned properly, and you won't see any, let's say, strange issues in a table layout. Last, from the sample list, we have the support of Geocoding Maps in events, and I will showcase this later on. So once you put a physical address for your event, the users will see an automatically created map of the location. So this is a nice feature for all the people that create the events on Joinup, and they're quite a lot, to be honest. So keep up the good work there. Moving on. Sorry. Okay. So the main reason of this webinar, mastering Joinup. So this is the good stuff now. One question that people ask, even experienced users of the platform, should I create a collection or a solution? So that's a good question because, as I said, most people don't see the difference at the higher level. So let's see how we can, let's say, solve this problem. So you will need a collection when, and these are not, let's say, written in stone, okay, as what I'm going to say, but it's a good general guideline if you want to know when to use one or the other. So for a collection, you will need a collection, let's say, when your subject or your domain does not exist on Joinup as a collection already. So this is one of our criteria to accept a collection. So if you haven't searched already on Joinup, be sure, before creating your solution, be sure to do that because we won't accept duplicated content. So if there's a collection, let's say for e-government, for example, a very generic term, and you create an e-government collection, I mean, definitely we cannot accept it. You have to figure out your content to be created, let's say, as a solution or maybe a document in the already existing e-government collection. So be careful. Always search the platform before you propose, let's say, a collection. So if it doesn't exist, that's a good case to create then a collection on the platform. Again, collection is needed definitely when you have many IT solutions to be added. Okay, so this is usually a good case to create a collection. Okay, this is self-evident. If you need to federate, you are the owner of an external repository with thousands, okay, not thousands, let's say hundreds of IT solutions, yeah, definitely you won't manually create them on Joinup. So definitely you will need to propose a collection and then come in touch with us, contact us, so we can begin the federation process with your external repository. And this is easily accomplished via a collection if you wish to create a dedicated community. Again, based on material that you will create in your collection. You don't just create a collection and expect the community to come to you. A collection is the best option to grow a community around a specific item, a specific domain you will have. Again, the community building needs a lot of work from your side, but definitely the material you will put in your collection will help you create that community. Solution now. Basically, it's the vice versa thing here. If a collection related to your subject exists, obviously you cannot create the collection because it won't be allowed from us to be published. So in this case, you will have to most probably create a solution to host your material. And the solution could fall under the collection that already exists. If you have just a few solutions to add, in this case, you can just locate the collections you are interested in and just create them there. So you don't need a collection for that. The next one, and this is another good point for a solution, if you have material, let's say software, open source software, that you need to license and have it versioned and have a, let's say, a release pipeline, not exactly pipeline, a release outline, let's say, ideally, and the solution was, to be frank, was created for that reason. A solution is your best option. So you can create your solution, create your releases, and under each release put your distributions, which basically hosts the files or the links to the external, let's say, GitHub repository. So this is how. Oh, sorry, we have one more. and this is what I mentioned in the previous actually option is, have a nice release outline. So the solution could be used in these cases. So this is a quick, rough, let's say, a high-level outline of when you can, how you can decide if you need the collection or the solution. And the interesting fact here is that existing well-established collections obviously provide a wider exposure to content you create in them. So take advantage of this. So yeah, because some other person or group or team has done the work for you, and they may have now a vibrant, live, active community around their collection. So imagine that if you create your content within that collection, you obviously will get all the benefits. So a lot of members in there already, they will see your stuff. So it's a good thing to place it in a collection if you don't need a specific, let's say, dedicated collection for your own. So. Okay, I think this is part of our first demo too. This is the automatic table of contents, as I had mentioned in one of the slides previously, in custom pages. So a table of contents is now automatically created in custom pages, the ones that contain sub-pages. So we will show, right now how this is done to avoid any confusion here. Some quick notes for the bullet points here. We have a two-level support for the table of contents. As you can see here, this is the top-level custom page, and it has the level 1 and level 2. We'll do a quick demo too, so you can see how that works. We have drag and drop functionality in the edit menu, so you can actually drag and drop and create your levels, level 1, level 2. So that's helpful. And you can rearrange, of course, your pages as you wish. You can drag it up or down. So rearrangement is possible in the edit menu. Again, this is for solution or custom owners, solution or collection owner facilitators, not for just simple users or members of a collection or solution. Okay, because this needs editing rights for the navigation menu. And we have the automatic creation of extra navigation and an extra navigation bar above the talk area. So if we go here, you can see that this section is the talk table of contents, but is automatically generated based on this arrangement. And we have the extra navigation bar, which allows the user to quickly navigate between the sections. And now we can, if I quickly go to one of my browsers, okay, here we go. So in this case, I have created a demo collection for you to experience all the live demos we have for this webinar. Okay, first of all, as you can see, this is a navigation area. I don't have any custom pages. I'm going to quickly create one. So you can either go here from the plus sign, okay, add custom page. We also have the ability to create it from here. This is the edit menu, so we can add new page. I'll do it the traditional way. Create, add custom page. So in this case, let's call this custom, page demo. And okay, this is test. There's some dummy text here. And if I save this, we'll have our main custom page. Now, to enable now the custom page table of contents and the navigation bar we mentioned, we just have to enter the edit menu. As you can see, this is the custom page we created. We have to add a few more pages, obviously, to create the structure. So I'm going to do it from here. You see, this is the third way to create custom pages from within the edit menu. So in this case, I'll name this section 1. Put some dummy text. I'll save this, and we'll do this 2 or 3 times more. You can see this. We're back into the view mode, and directly in the custom page we just created, which is section 1. Right now, we haven't arranged anything in the edit menu layout, so you can see everything is in the top level here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this cross here and drag it. Drag it here on the right, so you can see that it's indented now. If I save this, now we have the section 1. So we're in custom page. The other page is now under this one, the main one. So we have section 1. You won't see anything else here. This menu here will only show the top level. So the navigation menu doesn't support levels. Till now, at least. We're working on that. Maybe we'll introduce them later on. So don't get confused if you cannot see your sub-pages here. This is normal. So I'm going to quickly add the level 2 section. So I'm going to name it 1.1. Oops, sorry. We want this here. I'm going to save this. And if I edit this, you can see I could now drag and drop it, and I'm just going to indent it on the far right. Okay, so top level page, level 1, level 2. And this is the max level we support right now. So level 1, level 2. If I save this, and you can see we have our sections here. Level 1, level 2. And this is the top level. Okay. And if I clicked in the talk in section 1.1, you can see that we have the navigation menu here. We don't have anything else here because we don't have anything after it. For that purpose, I'm going to just add one more level, and that's it for this specific demo. So you can see, again, when it's created, it's the highest level. So we have to go into the edit menu and quickly, I'm going to indent it in level 1 only. Okay, so top level, level 1, level 2, level 1. Save this, and you can see we have the level 1, and the level 2. If I click, we have access to everything here. And in this case, if I'm in the mid-level here, level 2, you can see that the navigation bar allows us to move back, next, and up. So this is the demo for the custom page automatic table of contents. Moving on now. Another thing that the custom page has now is the query builder, and this is a very interesting thing and will prove quite useful to solution or custom collection owners or facilitators. So what is the query builder? It allows the filtering, the grouping, let's say, of of specific items in your collection or solution, and display them in a specific custom page. The item types supported are solutions, if you're on the collection level, discussions, document, events, and news. So you can see here the example, and we will quickly do it lively. I've grouped in this custom page solution B and document B just by entering the information there. And you have to enable the query builder by clicking on the display community content listing. One note here before I move to the demo is that the only prerequisite requirement is that the items you want to group under your custom page using the query builder must be in your collection. Okay, you cannot pull things that belong to other collections. So let's go quickly back here, and let's go back to the overview, to the high level of the demo collection we have. And I am going to create another custom page, and I'm going to call this custom page demo query builder. Okay, let's put some dummy text here. And now, first of all, let me save this so I can show you quickly. We have the page here ready. It's empty. It has only the dummy text. Okay, what I want to do now, if I go back to my overview page of the collection, and this is my landing page, okay, let's see. I have items with the A and B letters, as you can see. So what I'll do in our custom query builder page, I'm going to pull in and show only in this page the A items. Okay, so we have a discussion, an event, a document, and a solution. So if I go back to this page, custom, click on it, and edit it, I can now use the query builder by enabling this checkbox, and this is the interface we want. So since I want the items with the A letter, I'm going to start with the, okay, let's start with the solution. This is the filters available and the items we can actually use to group. So solution, click on the add and configure filter. Here now we can type the name. So in my case, it's solution A. So I'm going to type it here, expecting, okay, you have to wait for this drop down to appear because this means that it has located the item you want. So I'm going to click it. This is the first item. In this case, I want to add also the discussion, which is discussion A. So I'm going to add it here, and I'm going to put discussion A and let it find it for me. Great. And we'll do the same for the document. And we'll do the same for the, I think we also have an event, right? Let's see, event A. Okay, so these are the items I want in the custom page we created. I'm going to save, and we should see now the items pulled. So we are in our custom page for that we created with the query builder, and you can see that we have only pulled here the items with the letter A. So this is a nice way to group things that belong, let's say, in a subtopic for you. Okay, if I go back in the overview page, you will see that everything is in place. We haven't, let's say, cut and pasted them in our custom page. So if anyone wanted specific, let's say discussion, let's say topic A was, I don't know, something specific to e-government in education, I don't know, e-education, let's say, for public administrations, e-learning stuff, let's say that we could create a custom page and pull the news, the discussions, anything that relates to that. So this is a nice way to use the query builder. Back to our presentation now. And sorry, yes, the next one, RSS. As mentioned, it's now supported, but it's per collection. We are investigating and we'll consider expanding it, maybe to the whole platform or maybe to the keep up to date page. We'll see. Right now, we have it only on the collection level, and as you can see, it's available at the with the three-dot menu. And if we can do a quick demo here. For example, in this demo collection, in our case, you can find it here. And this is available for everyone, not only collection or solution owners or facilitators, to all users. Once they enter a collection, they have to go to the top three dots, and they can find it at the end here. They might not see all these options depending on their profile, their account rights, let's say, but this is the RSS feed. This is a raw feed right now. It's an XML file, which you can feed depending on the configuration of your web browser. If I click it, it might ask you to open it with your dedicated RSS reader. In my case, I have installed a plugin in this Firefox browser, and we can quickly see the RSS, let's say, view of this collection. So if I go here, and you can see that this reader, RSS reader, shows me my items and a quick, let's say, description of the each item. So this is a way to access the RSS feed, and you can subscribe using your dedicated RSS reader and have access to any updates occurring here. Of course, your reader will be notified, and it will notify you. So this is a great way, and you can subscribe to multiple, of course, collections, RSS feeds of multiple collections. So this ideal way to follow your, let's say, the collections you're interested in. Going back to the presentation, we have the newsletter subscription tile. So this allows users to easily subscribe to a collection's newsletter. Keep in mind, though, that not all collections will have a newsletter. So don't be confused if you're a simple user that you don't see it everywhere. So for collection owners that have a newsletter, and it's on the newsroom platform, you can request from the Joinup team to set it up so you can have this tile up here. If I go back to the demo collections, for this case, I've set it up for this collection. The collection owner should know that in order for us, the Joinup team, to set up, to enable this tile to be visible, we just need the code, the ID, your newsletter ID, which you can obtain from the newsroom platform. So it's one minor step for a collection owner to give us that ID, and we will enable this tile. And whenever a user enters his or her email and subscribe, he or she will receive the next newsletter. This is a quick and easy way, if you're a collection owner, to improve your community around the theme you have for your collection. So definitely, if you have a newsletter, definitely come back in touch with us so we can enable it for you. Moving on, we have the, I think we didn't cover, oh yes, we covered that one. Okay, so Geocoded maps in events. As you can see from these screenshots here, if we have the event location now, it has a physical location, a specific physical location text box. And for example, we have placed here an address, and you can see that the result will be an OpenStreetMap. So this is a nice way to, let's say, present your event to users. And also, we have dedicated fields for a physical address, as mentioned, which is geocoded, and a virtual location. So you can see here the fields for the virtual location. So these are separate now, and it could be used as needed. So we have a demo here for this, a quick one. I'm just going to show you that, for example, event B here has a map. So we have some lorem ipsum text here, okay, and you can see that it appears here. So the address here is Athens, Greece, and it is center actually. Yeah, these are the geographical center coordinates for Athens, Greece. So you can place whatever you want with your address number and a BO box and stuff, and OpenStreetMap will actually geocode it and present the map. And for example, if I go back, the other event I have, for example, event A, in this I don't have a geocoded map because I haven't provided a physical address, but I provided a link to a virtual, here it is, a virtual location. So this points, let's say, to a WebEx connection details. Okay. For if I wanted eventually to add a physical address also, maybe this was an event that had also a physical address, a room to present, and a remote connection with WebEx, I could edit if I was the creator of this, and I could scroll down to the physical location, and let's say, I don't know, maybe put Paris, France, let's say, and if I save this, update it actually, we will see that if we scroll down now, we will see a map of Paris. So this, here we are. Okay, so this is an easy way and a nice way to present your event now with a geocoded map. I think we covered this with the map. Moving on, member engagement now. So for collection owners and solution owners, facilitators too, how you can better engage your community and make it more active. First of all, it all starts with your material, with the things you have in your collection or solution. So in this case, we're going to talk briefly about logos and banners, and because these are very underused on the Joinup platform. And here are some tips, let's say, to spice up the material you have. So the old saying here, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So indeed, in most cases, this is the case. So what does an image do? A logo or a banner? Okay, it catches the user's attention. So you want that. You don't want bluntly just text, text, text. Okay, even if we have old school users, eventually the new generations would like to see something more visually appealing. So definitely try and make it more visually appealing with logos, banners, extra images in your items, in your document, in your event, in your anything you create. If you can put an image, that will be extra points for your users and your collection or solution. With images, and in this case, logos, banners, especially, and not only, okay, you will win over more members because anything that is visually catchy, that will win them. They will like, okay, they will actually read the material you point to with the image that accompanies it. So you will win more members. Of course, you will stand out from the rest. I mean, the rest of the collections or solutions, because you want to be customized as much as possible. Why use the generic banners or logos that the platform has there for you? They're useful if you don't have an image, but eventually you would want to create a specific and customized logo to describe your theme. Okay, for example, in our demo collection, you can see that I've put a banner here and a logo. So this immediately differentiates me from other collections, and I'm not using any generic stuff here, so this will make me more appealing. As the You can see here, events. I have images. So this will attract the eye, and this will hopefully, and statistically is the fact, this will create more members. So I'll have more clicks on here, become a member. So definitely play around, create your own, or seek and create your logos and banners, and place them in your collections, solutions, document items, anywhere you can. Definitely play around and include some images, of course, relevant to the information you're presenting. Okay. Another important thing, if you have an image, let's say in your event, which supports images, you will be eligible for promotion via Joinup's social media. So this is a big win for you and for us, because we want to promote you. Through you, we promote the platform. So it's a win-win. It's a cycle. It's, let's say, a positive feedback loop. So we want you to be promoted. We want to show that we have people and collections that are, let's say, visually appealing with the material, with the information that is, let's say, suitable for e-government professionals, and not only. So this is another point to have in mind. If you have an image, and this is also on the collection or solution level, if you have, for us to present and promote, let's say on Twitter or on LinkedIn, a collection or a solution, definitely we have to see that it has at least a logo, okay, and not the generic Joinup logos. For example, this is the before of the specific share and reuse, let's say, event. Before it was before it was customized with an image, and look at it after. So you can see the difference, and you can imagine which one the majority of users would be clicking on. So keep in mind that indeed a picture is worth 1,000 words, even on an online platform. Logo banner information. If for you that wish to start immediately and add in your logos or banners, here are some useful information. Logos. The ideal size is this one, 492 by 281 pixels. So this is the ideal starting point. You can create this size. Ideally, make it transparent, which I will mention below. Let me start with the banners, and I'll come back to the transparency. Banners. The ideal size is 2400 by 770 pixels. So if you stay within this, this will make it fit perfectly and be mobile friendly too, because these two dimensions have been designed to be mobile friendly. So you will see it nicely outlined, visualized on mobile devices like smartphones and tablets. Transparency supported. So this this could make things interesting and more appealing visually. So if you want to use PNG format, if let's say that supports transparency, you can use the transparency. So imagine that you can create, let's say, a logo with these dimensions and make it transparent and add your own, let's say, image within it. This will make it stand out more visually appealing. For example, this circle here, this actually is a rectangle, nearly a rectangle, with the dimensions I just mentioned. But you can see it's transparent, and we only have the circle with the demo text in there and the sign. So transparency for logos, it's a win situation for everyone. So you can play around and include transparency in your logos. Logos are not supported in news, discussion, and document item types. You can see the asterisk on the news item because support is coming soon. And from what I know, in the next release, which is coming in the next few days, news will have support for logos. And in this case, the logo is basically the image. So if I go back here, the news item will be like this. So you will have your news item here, your title, and you will have the ability to add an image, which has, it suits perfectly a news item, because mostly news items are accompanied by some image. Till now, you had to include it in your news item. Once the user clicked on it, and was in the article, you could have the image there, but now you can have it on the tile too. So this is coming in the next release, which is, I think, in a couple of days or so. And banners supported only in collections and solutions. So the banner area, this here up here, obviously we only support in collection solutions, but this doesn't mean that you cannot create a custom banner image, let's say, and put it in your, let's say, discussion item or your document. So that's possible too. Let's move on. I think we could go to the discussion item. This is another way to engage your members. We've talked about it in the past, and sorry. Discussion items. What they do, you can create a virtual, let's say, conversation with your members, your community, and you can, let's say, for example, I have some bullet points for some ideas. You can talk about ideas, topics, suggestions, have a questions and answers, a type of discussion item. You can use it for public consultations or for support, feature requests, etc. The main thing to understand is that this discussion item is for fostering collaboration and, let's say, interaction with your members. So it's ideal, and we'll quickly show you a demo, a discussion I have. As a creator of a discussion, you can also invite other Joinup users. So once you create it, you can click on the invite option and add some people. I'll show you how that is done. It is done. Share the discussion in social media in collections you own, or in collections you own or are a member of. You don't have to own it. To be honest, you could be a member also. I'll show this also how this works. And subscribe and receive notifications, updates, even if you're the creator or if you're the user, or if you are a user, a member of the platform, you could subscribe to an interesting discussion item and follow the notifications once it's updated with new comments. So if I go back to my demo here, I have a discussion which I've pinned it in the overview page. So if I go in here, as you can see, I have some lorem ipsum dummy text here. Okay, and so let's say I'm the collection owner right now. I'm signing as a collection owner, and I'm the creator of this discussion item. So you can see I have the ability to invite. Other users that are not the creators will not have this option. They will only have the other three. Okay, so in this case, let's say that I wanted to invite a person. I've created this, and I know that I have a few people that are interested on this discussion. So in this discussion, so I can go here, and let's say I want to. Okay, this is me, another account. So you can see this is the way to add people. Email here, it's not strictly email. You could add the email or start typing a person's name, or his email if you know it. So in this case, I'm going to add myself. I'm going to add, let's see, some people from the team. Let's say Ludovic here. For example, you have to wait for the drop down to be sure that the system found your user, because we're talking about only registered users on the platform. Okay, it won't, let's say, invite other people. This option is for people on the system right now. So I'm going to include here, and maybe I'll include another team member. Okay, ooh, a lot of people here. So let's say, okay. So this is the way to add people that you know as the creator will be interested in your discussion. And if I click on the invite to discussion, these people will be notified that they have been invited to a discussion, and so they could accept it and follow that discussion accordingly. So I'm going to cancel this. As a creator or a user, you can also share this discussion item. It might be interesting, so you might want to share it in Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, the supported social networks we have. This will go back to your accounts there. Okay, so if you have such accounts, you can link, you can share it through these accounts. And here, if you're a member of other collections, you will see a list. In this case, I'm only a member of the Joinup collection. So if I clicked here and shared, this would have been shared in the Joinup collection. So I have the ability to share it in other collections if I deem this useful for other collections. The subscribe option, in this case, if I was a simple user or not the creator of this discussion and I wanted to follow what's happening here, I would have subscribed. So if I click this and go down here, you can see that I'm subscribed now. And I have the option to unsubscribe. Anything that changes here while I'm subscribed, I will receive a notification. Plus, if anyone comes here, he can actually add his comments and post it, and you will have below, you can see here, all the comments will be added, each one under the other. So, and for right now, if some other people were subscribed, they would have received a notification that an update has been that has occurred on this discussion, and they can follow it. So discussions will allow you to foster, let's say, activity to let's say activate the people in your in your collection. It's better to it's underused. We always push to use it. So if you can create some discussion items with nice topics and have people members start commenting, I mean it's the best way to make your community more active and make the collection more lively. I think we can move on here. And the reason we're having these stats here, these are interesting trends from January to April 2019, is since we're talking about member engagement, it's good to know what's happening on the platform. For example, top visits from external websites. As you can see, we have from DG Grow, a lot of people coming in on this first graphic here. We have from the ISA² team coming in. We have from the keypass.info. This is a password manager, a free open source password manager tool. The reason we have people coming from this specific site is thanks to the EU FOSSA initiative about the bug bounty program, I think. Yes, because they had KeyPass as one of their software that they were requesting people to join with prizes. So that's why we have a lot of people coming to us, because the EU FOSSA is a collection on our platform. So this is a nice way to see the, let's say, the interfacing and how you can expand and be promoted even indirectly through Joinup. And Twitter and LinkedIn, this is thanks to our promotional services. We always strive. We have dedicated people that are tweeting, that are creating posts on LinkedIn, and you can see that we have a nice following. People coming from those tweets to the site. So this is a good thing to know, that you will have a kickback from that part, at least from the social media, and that we are having an impact on them as well. Top visits by country. Interesting statistics here. You can see the top one is Germany, followed by Spain, Belgium. The outsider here is the United States of America. So I don't know, but you could keep this in mind. Very interested and highly unusual in our case, but you never know. So you can keep this in mind. And Italy is in the top, let's say, these are the top five countries. Visits by device type, another interesting statistic. Desktop, you can see, is the majority right now, but we have a lot of people coming from smartphones. This in the past was very low, especially with the older platform. So the new platform, the migration, what it did, it also helps redesign the site and make it mobile friendly. So this is a big, let's say, increase in hits from mobile devices. So this is a big win for us. And it's a trend, as you can see. And what we expect is this bar will be increasing all the time, and maybe the desktop is going to start decreasing a bit. Tablets, a bit less, but at least we're having people, and tablets a bit lower. And lastly, for these trends, visits per user's local time. And this is a good statistic because it will allow you to see when is the ideal moment to post something. Okay, if you have a document, you have an event, something you want to post, it's ideal to know when do users, based on their local time of course, but more or less the majority are European, so it's going to be close to your time zone. So you can see here that the peak is 11 o'clock, okay, just before noon. So it's between 10 and 11 in the morning. So you should plan your posting ideally before, so they can have it ready to see, or later on. But again, you have to, this is a good thing, indicator that people will be checking the published items or the material in general you have on the platform during the morning hours, especially between 10 and 11. A quick word about Joinup the collection. As we said, we have dedicated how-to articles. Now, short guides and tips on using Joinup, help videos, and here we're going to post this recording. We have an FAQ section and a dedicated source code, solution for the source code. Okay, and of course, the newly created in the last couple of months, we have the dedicated help menu. So in this case, you can see this is the area in the collection, the Joinup collection, where you can find the how-to articles, help videos, and FAQs. And we have here the dedicated help menu. It's always present everywhere you go on the platform. You'll have the question mark here. You can click and have access again to the FAQ, how-tos, the contact support. That's us, always reachable. Even it's in the footer too, if you want. But you can also access it from here. About Joinup, which you can get some information, and of course the take a tour. This is the user tour, which can quickly show you what you can do in a collection or on some main pages of the platform. And we're always constantly updating all this material, so you will find new stuff each time. What I would suggest is, since we have RSS now, go to this Joinup collection and subscribe to our RSS feed. That's the ideal way to get all the latest information once they're available. And coming soon. This is something that was missing not only on Joinup, but believe me, this was missing in general out there. So the Joinup Licensing Assistant, the JLA. This JLA feature enables copyright owners to quickly identify suitable licenses for distributing their software or data. So this is an interactive wizard, a very simple one that allows you to have access to more than 348 licenses. It has an improved categorization compared to existing tools. Direct link to each license of the SPDX list. The SPDX is just a format. I think it's an XML-based format that displays specific information per license. So don't get confused about the acronym here. And up-to-date license information. So the licenses will be always up-to-date. And in this case, this will be available on Joinup. You don't have to be, let's say, you don't have to create a solution to add your release and distribution files to have access to this wizard. It will be available to everyone, even to people not signed in or registered on Joinup. So everyone on the internet that is a copyright owner, a creator of something that he wishes to apply a license, can use this wizard, and you can see these are clickable entries here, so he can or she can go through each of these columns and select what best describes the distribution of software data he or she is creating, and easily find beneath the list of licenses that are applicable based on the criteria up here. With a nice description, and you can see that everything is neatly, clearly outlined, and this will make programmers or developers or anyone with data or software their lives much easier, because to be honest, this is a bit on the legal side, and a lot of us don't have that much knowledge on how and which license to choose. So this will make your life easier. And this you won't find something this, let's say, interactive on the net right now. So this is a big win, not only for Joinup, not only for its users, but for the whole, let's say, netizens out there. They can use this on Joinup to figure out what is the best license in an interactive, easy way. Okay, the other highlights here now that will be coming. And this is a good one for a lot of people because we had a lot of requests about GitHub. So upcoming highlights, we have the upcoming integration with GitHub for releases. As a reminder, releases are items under solutions, okay? And releases usually have distributions under them. So this way, when you usually, and a lot of teams have a repository on GitHub already with their material, the good thing is that we will be interfacing with your GitHub repository, and once you create, let's say, a release there, we will have an interface that will automatically create that release in your solution on Joinup. So this is a big win. Less manual or no manual work here, so this is a very good feature for a lot of people. We have we'll be following up and improving the homepage of Joinup with visual improvements and usability improvements. We're always trying to figure out what is the best UX experience, user experience for the platform. We have people that are working on that daily, and we're improving in steady increments. And you'll soon see a bit of a redesign on the homepage, but for the better. We'll have auto-resizable images to perfectly fit tiles. Maybe some of you have seen images that don't stretch that perfectly, so this fix will have that sorted out. We will have improved URL structure. What does that mean? This means is that For example, if you had a release, if you were in a release of a solution, the URL wasn't that clear. Or, for example, if you were in a solution within the collection, the URL in the browsers, let's say, field there didn't show the connection. You didn't have, and I could quickly show you. Oh, sorry, this it's not. I can't show you that in that demo environment. Sorry, but what I mean is that now you will see that if you have solution A that belongs under collection demo, let's say, you will see that in the URL bar. So it's going to be HTTP URL, the URL of Joinup / collection demo / solution A. So you will have, let's say, a type of breadcrumb already in the URL that will help you figure more easily where you are and where a solution or document or event or news item belongs. So you will see the whole thread from where it ends to which collection it belongs to. Advanced search functionality, we're making it very user-friendly, and you will see that soon. You will easily have a few checkboxes, and you can customize it to get the results you want easily and without extra effort. We will have a user-managed collection subscription page. This is going to be like a dashboard, because people that are, let's say, members of a lot of collections have an issue. They don't know, or they cannot, let's say, properly sort through them, and maybe you don't even know how many collections you're already a member of. This dashboard will allow you to fine-tune everything in a nice, clear way. So you'll have options to see all your collections you're a member of, and decide even fine-tune the level of, let's say, notifications you wish to receive, because we're going to enable that in the future. So you can fine-tune it and say that I want to be notified if a new document is created in that solution, in that collection I'm a member of, or let's say a new event is created. You will fine-tune to that level your membership in each collection. So this is going to be something that will ease the life of a lot of users. We have the default custom image support in news items. As mentioned, we'll now have the support for images in news tiles. That's a big win. For the community, since it's visually appealing, based on what we said, you want that. And one big thing here that's going to happen during the end of 2019, by the end of 2019, is the migration to the EU login authentication service. So for most of you, I assume you have an EU login. If you don't, EU login is a service by the EC. It's a user authentication service to allow authorized access to a wide range of the Commission's services and websites, actually, using a single email address and password. So this means that we will have a single point of reference for people, meaning that they could have one account, their EU login account, and have access to Joinup and other European Commission websites that they already use. I don't know, maybe you're using the old PWeek, which is now the Europe Analytics. Maybe you're using the Newsroom platform. Anything that is under the EU login authentication service, all these benefits will pass on to Joinup as well, since we're going to integrate that on our platform. And some information here, as said, is going to be available by the end of 2019. Existing Joinup user accounts will have an option to link to an EU login account if they have one. So you will have a pop-up eventually once we put this in motion that will ask you whether you want to link it, and I don't see the reason not to. Because the rollout of the EU login, after the rollout, as you can see the third point here, all Joinup only accounts, the ones without linking to a EU login account, will be blocked. We won't be deleting, we won't be removing anything, so don't get worried. We're just going to be blocking them eventually. You will have the ability to contact us, so we can allow you to link it to a EU login that you will create if you don't have one, or if you missed the notifications. We will have the ability to allow you for a certain period to unblock it, so you can do the linking with an EU account. So don't get worried there. But again, the idea is to link to eventually to an EU login account. And as mentioned down there, the box, you can see that all users, Joinup users, will be notified and reminded before and after the migration. With pop-ups during their visit on Joinup via social media channels, because we're going to promote that everywhere, that we're moving to the EU login, or that we're rolling it out. Our newsletter will be obviously mention it, and by email, of course, as one of the last resorts. Moving on. This is the Joinup's high-level roadmap. I won't stand here too much because this more or less will be on the Joinup collection. We have a custom page there in the navigation menu, so you can check out the details there. These boxes here are things that have already been, let's say, introduced. These are available on the live platform, so you have access to these features already. What I want to quickly go through very quickly is that what we're going to be introducing as improvements are improved handling of comments. So you will see some improvements there, less spam comments if you've seen any, because we're always moderating them. But it's going to be an improved model for, in general, for the commenting system. The homepage, as we mentioned, will be improved. We will have an expandable menu in the CK editor. The CK editor is the, let's say, the tool you use when you enter your description when you are editing, let's say, anything, and it's the box with a toolbar for entering your text. So that is the CK editor add-in, and we're going to make an expandable menu with extra options to make it, let's say, more reasonable for content creators to add styles and format their text in general. The improved URL structure, we mentioned that. New repository federations, that was mentioned. Addition of an image unused, that was also mentioned. Okay, streamlined workflows. We're improving our workflows. By workflows, I mean the moderation process, which is already quite quick, I believe. But we're going to improve that so we can receive better notifications, and you, as the user, will receive information, more clear information about what's happening when you propose something. Updated user profiles, we're going to make some changes there, so you will see some changes in your account profiles, but everything is for the best there. No worries, we're not, let's say, removing or deleting anything. We're just going to be, let's say, presenting less information for non-signed-in users. Just make it a bit more secure in general for people that can access your profiles there. The publicly available profile, I mean. Continuous user friendliness improvements. That's the user experience, the UX thing. As mentioned, we're working on it, and you will see slowly improvements on the platform. And these are the features. Quickly, advancers, we mentioned that. Segments for collections on web analytics. This is the Europe Analytics platform. We're going to present. We're working on ways to allow collection owners, and maybe solution owners or facilitators too, to have dedicated statistics for their collections or solutions. So we're working on that. You will be informed as this go through. This will help you for your quarter reports, or at least to get statistics and see how are you doing with your community and all that. Implementation of e-login, we mentioned. Redesign collection and solution structure. We're working on that to make it more visually appealing. Invitations to join collection solutions, also in the works. These are notifications. Improved ways of becoming a member or leaving a collection or solution. Subscription manager, that was mentioned. We're going to create a dedicated dashboard. The possibility to contact collection owners and facilitators. And now you can see these 3 question marks. And these are under investigation, and we're debating let's say the topic, if we're going to apply these or not. So it's one idea. We're working on it based on your feedback. We'll see if we're going to indeed release these features. Reusability of the source code, as mentioned. You can take the source code and create your own platform. We're working on it to make it better and easily reusable, so you don't have to do much work in order to have, let's say, your own Joinup platform. Integration with GitHub, we mentioned that. Possibility to integrate with third-party services. This is just for BI, business intelligence, let's say, third-party platforms. We already have connections with GitHub. We're going to create that one. So we're trying to find synergies that will benefit you as the users of the platform. So we're looking at third-party services in general that could have an impact on how you use the platform. And multilingual support, question mark there too. As you can see, we don't have multilingual support yet, but we are considering, but this again, after debate with you, maybe some public consultation, we'll see we'll see whether we can introduce something that you, though, as users, could provide the translations on items, though. Okay, if you create an event, we're considering the option to allow you as the creator to let's say create another version of the event in another language, but you have to provide the translation there. We're not final on this. We're under, we're investigated and, hearing people out, and so you will anything you have to say here is ideal for us. So feedback on this is asked and will be requested in the near future. But we're working on it. So it's one of our ideas to see if it's something that could be catch on the platform. Again, for user-generated translations, we're not talking about the platform providing its own translations, okay? Again, for detailed description of each of these boxes, you can visit the Joinup roadmap. It will be updated soon, if not already, on the specific link there. If you go to the collection page, the Joinup collection page, it's on the left in the navigation menu. You'll see a table with all the descriptions per box. So it's a good thing to read if you want to find out more about all these interesting things. Okay, the continuous feedback, and we're nearly done, via EU survey. So EU survey, for those that don't know, is the European Commission's official survey management tool for creating and publishing forms, questionnaires, and so on. So we've created a survey, a questionnaire, because we want you to help us make Joinup even better. And so this is going to be a continuous feedback loop. We want you to get in there, enter all the information that you can. We have, a few, it's a quick survey, so don't worry, it won't take more than a few minutes. But ideally, we have some free-form boxes there that you can, free text form fields that you can enter any extra thing you wish to see on the platform or you wish to see improved on the platform. So this is our continuous effort to make the platform better, and we want to meet your expectations. So please, after this webinar at least, most of you, if not all, if you can, please go there and, give this link, spread it out, send the link everywhere to people that you know, colleagues, friends that use the platform, so they can also complete it. It's going to be an open survey. We won't close it for the next, maybe leave it for a few months to open. We'll see. But definitely, we need your feedback. So the link is there, as you can see. So I would like to thank everyone for joining this webinar. And please start using, and based on our feedback, based on your feedback to us, and vice versa, because we also provide to you based on the request you have, please start, applying these small things that could make your collection or solution or your experience on Joinup even better, and help us help you, so we can push this whole thing to the next level. I'd like to thank you all for joining again, and till next time, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye, everyone.